There's only one live experience with action so spectacular and superstars so close. It's WWE Super Show, and it's coming to Lowell. See John Cena, CM Punk, and Sheamus battle Daniel Bryan, Mark Henry, and Kane in a six-man tag team match. Don't miss your chance to see all your favorite Raw and SmackDown superstars live in action. It's WWE Super Show live at Lowell, June 16th. Tickets available now.
Wrestling fans, it is Thursday, April the 5th, 2012. I'm Dan Mirade. Welcome to the 12th edition of MWF iTalk. It is the 20th anniversary of WrestleMania 8. The night Macho Man Randy Savage defeated Nature Boy Ric Flair for his second WWE Championship. Roddy Piper and Bret Hitman Hart had one of the most underrated WrestleMania matchups, in my opinion. Hulk Hogan took on Sid, enough said. It's also the 55th birthday of MWF Goodwill Ambassador Reno Chastain. You can see him on the Soul Survivor VIII home video doing the honky dance with Bushwhacker Luke. Opening day for the Boston Red Sox, not so hot, but 161 games to go. Lots to talk about. It has been a while. Still trying to recoup from the big event, March 24th, Soul Survivor VIII. What a success. If you have not read the results on BostonWrestling.com as of yet, Low Key retained the MWF Heavyweight Championship in a brutal four-way contest against $1 Million Investment Tommaso Ciampa, Slick Wagner Brown, and Fit Finlay. What a week it was. I received another anonymous package just days before the event. We had an MWF Board of Directors meeting with myself and that sleazebag, John Cena Sr. It did not go so well. Little did we know that Uncle Percy, Paul Bearer, knew what was going on and made plans to come into Boston. John Cena Sr. said it was a hostile, dangerous work environment. He had Dylan Cage pulled from his scheduled matchup with Finlay, which is what led Finlay into the main event. And then, lo and behold, Paul Bearer put together a deal with the MWF Board of Directors. If John Cena Sr. would sign the executive order, since he was a paid executive consultant to move the MWF to the Carolinas, the MWF would continue in the North, and now we have MWF North President let's try that again. MWF North President Paul Bearer. Did you ever think those words would come out of my mouth? John Cena Sr. and the rest of the posse is down in North Carolina. Our chairman, Neil Manolian, is headed down south today to see what's happening. Very interesting time here in the MWF, a positive time, but I can go back to that momentarily. Straight Edge Brian Fury, and what many consider an upset, retained the MWF TV title when he and Carlito tore down the house. Rick Fuller and Brian Milonas retained the tag team gold. What a debut for Frankie Arion. He was an elimination machine in the In It to Win It gauntlet match. He thought he had won it. You know, he probably had championship thoughts in his mind of which title he was going to go for. And then, little did he know, Todd Hansen in street clothes was part of the matchup. And he got hit with the Hansen kick. 1, 2, 3. Todd Hansen's 8-0 Soul Survivor record lives on. And he has made it clear he wants stalker Dylan Cage for the MWF Southern Championship in the Carolinas. But I expect a bright future for Frankie Arion at the same time. Todd Hansen, his undefeated streak against the wide variety of opponents he's faced is amazing. He got a little bit of heat from the fans for what he did to Mr. Arion. More on that to come. Jay Freddy, hard-hitting victory over Sonny Yee 2000. The superstar is Sin Scott Reed, running rampant all over New York City, victorious over a very frustrated Julian Starr. Longtime friend Al Snow defeated the East Coast Cowboy DJ Dubé. A lot of charity work done. The Full Throttle event was tremendous for a variety of nonprofit organizations. We raised a great deal of cash for John Layfield's Beyond RugbyBermuda.com, Make-A-Wish, Special Olympics, Big Brothers, the Cauliflower Rally Club, all the great groups we love to work with here in the MWF. The work week began that Wednesday trying to reconfigure Memorial Hall for the setup Thursday, we had 7 hours here at MWF Studios, board of directors meetings. Friday, the night before the event, 15 hours of prep work. On Soul Survivor Saturday, up on 3 hours sleep at 7:30 in the morning, work on the computer, left the house at 9:30 a.m., had to run to the MWF hotel, head to Memorial Hall, set the event up. The phone was being, what's the technical term? The phone was being blown up. Text message after text message after text message. As the talents arrived in Boston, we had the afternoon event for the kids. To his credit, John Cena Sr. brought an authentic WWE Championship spinner belt that his son wore at one time. I was very happy that little Mirade, Devon Brent, was able to come down and see his first MWF extravaganza for just a little while live. MWF chairman Neil Manolian appeared out of the blue. That's when we knew something was going on. I didn't know it would lead to President Paul Bearer. We had the money raised from charity, a tremendous amount just for a pay-per-view chair for John Layfield's efforts. The crowd response during the intermission left a little bit to be desired. I was rather insulted that some of the fans, you know, I can see the point, I guess, but to be so rude during an effort to raise money for sick children, special needs kids, and so on and so forth, I thought, you know, a little class could have been included there. But we have a new way to handle the raffles and auctions in the near future to avoid that. It certainly was the largest crowd we've had at Memorial Hall so far. They've had for wrestling. Largest in Melrose in almost 14 years since the CWA event at the Melrose Middle School back in October of 1998. We had Mayor Dolan in attendance, State Senator Broder, city officials on hand. It was great. Packed everything up during the event, had to lug it back to MWF Studios in the warehouse. Had a tremendous post-event gathering, about 30 MWF or so staffers and athletes, and it was a lot of fun. I was so tired I actually passed out at Kowloon. And there's some pictures on that I hope that I never put online, as I was not expecting to fall asleep in the middle of such a giant restaurant. But usually the night after the event, I'm so amped up and have so much adrenaline running through me, I'm up after about 3 hours, but not this time. I was out for a good 12 hours. I didn't wake up until about a little after 3 o'clock the day after Soul Survivor VIII. Got a little more than 12 hours sleep. It was a beautiful thing. Then I had to get ready to come to MWF Studios. All in all, Soul Survivor VIII, what a night, what a day, what a week, what a 6-month build-up. And we're going to do the same all over again. Saturday, September the 22nd, day after my own birthday bash, which I'm sure will not be as exciting, but it's the MWF's 11th anniversary Big Bang Birthday Bash, coming to you live from Memorial Hall in Melrose, Massachusetts, Saturday, September the 22nd. It is going to be an exciting night. Myself, President Bear, Neil Manolian are really going to put together one hell of an event now that we don't have John Cena Sr. Trying to hold certain efforts back. Is that a politically correct way to put it? I wish I had more news on what's going on in the Carolinas, but mum's the word. Did John Cena Sr. possibly, you know, ready, fire, aim? Did he pull the trigger too quick without a game plan in mind? There's not a grin on my face right now, is there? Poor Johnny. WrestleMania this past Sunday, what a great extravaganza it was. Some fans had certain opinions on certain matches. I look at it like this. The Undertaker and Triple H had one hell of a match in the Hell in the Cell, no pun intended. The Rock and John Cena match, even without looking at one hold that took place in the match, what a spectacle. I mean, I've never seen anything like it leading into the match itself. It was unreal. Chris Jericho and CM Punk had a tremendous match. If you get 3 matches that deliver big time like that, you had yourself a great night. And WWE certainly had that and then some. It will certainly go down as one of the more memorable events WWE has ever had. And the road to WrestleMania 29 in New York on April the 7th, 2013 has already begun. Brock Lesnar makes his return to WWE. What a coup, what an athlete. I had promised, I don't remember if it was on Twitter or Facebook, but a Brock Lesnar road story. This one is kind of amusing. It was WrestleMania 20 weekend. The last weekend I was not handicapped. I was a guest of a WWE Hall of Famer I am not a giant fan of anymore. You can go back and look on the website if you want to see some of my thoughts on that person, to be kind. But anyway, the day before, myself, Commissioner Von Johnson, and Hollywood Ron Robinson went down to New Jersey. George the Animal Steele and Hacksaw Jim Duggan were our guests. We took part in the WrestleMania, well, it wasn't official, but it was a reunion of the superstars from WrestleMania 1. We had a booth there, had a great time at the Fan Fest. Had to drop off George Steele at the airport, Jim Duggan at the hotel, where Paul Bearer was hidden in secret as he prepared to return at WrestleMania 20 the next day with Undertaker. Commissioner Von Johnson got lost, and then some, as it took nearly 3 hours to get from the airport in Newark to New York City, which was about 15 miles. I had to get out of the Von Johnson mobile in the middle of Times Square, walk to my hotel, check in, drop off my bags, change. The taxi line was out of this world. I had to wind up taking one of the little local limousine companies that they have 3 or 4 blocks for a ridiculous amount of money, get out of the car, try and rush into the Hall of Fame. I get in the little rotating door, and I was almost killed. The door just hammered me. I didn't know what the hell happened. I look up, and I see Sable, Rena Mero, apologizing to me. And I was kind of taken aback by that, as she is, if you think she's pretty on television, you should see her in real life. Rena Mero is absolutely stunning, but it was Brock Lesnar pulling her right along off to the car that was awaiting them, as they were not going to be at the Hall of Fame, because if you recall, WrestleMania 20 was both Brock Lesnar and Bill Goldberg's last night. But Brock was in such a rush to get out of the hotel, he almost killed old Mirade. It certainly didn't hurt the eyes to see Rena Mero up and close to me as I got nailed, but I just won't forget that. Brock was rather intense just leaving the hotel the night of the Hall of Fame induction, and that was the first of what the WWE Hall of Fame induction ceremonies have turned into since March of 2004. But I look forward to WrestleMania in New York next year. I don't think I'm going to miss that one. It's too close to home. But that was my Brock Lesnar story. How many people can say they were almost plowed over by a WWE and UFC champion, along with one of the most beautiful women in wrestling history, and a woman that was on Playboy more than once? What a life. Wrestling fans, I'm Dan Mirade, running out of time. Still trying to wrap up Soul Survivor VIII. It is going to be a tremendous video. President Bear wants this one done now. We have many video projects we are working on that are going to come along slowly but surely, but Soul Survivor VIII will be the first. The amount of work that has been put into it is tremendous. I think, my gosh, now we have about an hour and 20 minutes worth of finished product, with still much more to go. But between the inserts, the replays, the interviews that you guys didn't see behind the scenes, a lot of great stuff. So look for Soul Survivor VIII on MWF Home Video soon. As always, continue to check out the BostonWrestling.com super site daily, Facebook.com/MWF2001, and follow us at Twitter at MWF2001. We're getting ready for our big Vegas excursion. I got the permission slip to leave early. I'm headed out on Tuesday, which is 6 days before the festivities begin for the CAC. President Bear is going to be there. I had wanted to set up an interview with him via telephone. He wants to wait until we are together in person in Las Vegas. So we're going to have some really interesting footage. So many legends and superstars are going to be there. It really is the highlight of the year for me when it comes to professional wrestling, even more than WrestleMania in a lot of ways. Some years I've gone to both, as they are within a few weeks of each other, but the CAC really does, it pulls on the strings of my wrestling heart. It does so much good for the legends and the veterans in this sport, and it's just a lot of fun. It's great that there aren't a heck of a lot of fans that go. Nothing against the fans, obviously, as we don't have a sport without the fans, but this is a nice reunion for mainly guys that have participated in the sport or are involved in the sport in some way, shape, or form. If you've never been to a CAC reunion, it is certainly worth your time. There's nothing wrong with Las Vegas, but for 10 beautiful, glorious days, I'll have to check the Red Sox scores on my overpriced cell phone. Anyways, this is the 12th edition MWF iTalk. I'm Dan Mirade. Shoot me a message online. Let me know what you think. Scoops, news, views, anything you want. We'll talk next time. Be well.